Stephanie, I'm Perla. I'm the other GA for IDEI, and it's so nice to meet you. We're so excited to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your role and what you do here at PC.
Absolutely. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me. And on this day, I'm happy to be part of this opportunity. So I actually started at PC back in March 2020. So as as we can all recall, that was a very dynamic time in our history. But I'm one of the assistant directors in alumni relations as part of the advancement team. And I do touch on a lot of different focus areas and a lot of different responsibilities. But some of my primary areas of responsibility include supporting the Folds, so the Friars of the last decade, so young alumni, also supporting our affinity groups. Right now, we have pretty active relationships with the School of Continuing Education, the ROTC, as well as the School of Business, but that program is continuing to grow, so we're excited about that. Also work very often with the IDEI team, which happy to continue that relationship and work together on programming and just collaborate on different opportunities and ideas to support each other. I also serve as a co-chair for the Office of Institutional Advancement DEI committee. It's an advisory committee. So that is a really exciting opportunity as well. In addition to that, I also support our reunion classes, also specific to the Folds, the Friars of the last decade. And over this last year, we've been doing a lot of virtual programming, which I've been lending my hand to, but I'm really kind of an all hands on deck. I'm happy to support getting involved in different things type of person. So I'm always open to opportunities.
Wow, thank you. You have a lot on your plate and to start in March. Stephanie, you mentioned how you work with folk and in virtual programming. Tell us a little bit about Friar Ties.
Absolutely. So Friar Ties, which I'm sure many folks know, but just in case anyone needs to get caught up on that particular aspect, Friar Ties stands for, and the TIES stands for Totally Interactive Event Series. So what we really did with this series is take some of the concepts that are, traditional to the Friar community and put a virtual spin on them. And we've also brought some new ideas into the mix as well. So for example, last summer we launched our PC Alumni Book Club. And we've offered some different like standard book club discussions where you select a book. At first we started monthly, then we moved into roughly every other month. But we would just take a book, offer that to the community based on feedback from those who are involved already, or based on internal discussions, pertinent topics that are, relevant for the time that we're in. But we've also had some guest speakers come on. We've had like featured authors participate, whether they be alumni that are recent grads or further out, and that's been a really nice offering. We've also had some more of the networking types of events. We've involved our regional programming, our regional clubs and networks. We've also had trivia, which was also another popular one. We've gone kind of all across the board in terms of what to offer with that. For Black History Month, IDEI was a great partner in this effort. We actually offered our own PC version of the African American Read-In, which is a national event that happens every year. So that was in the virtual space, and that was a really well-received event. So we've done a lot of different things and are always open to expanding even more.
That is great. How can an individual learn more about Friar Ties and stay connected to it?
Absolutely. So we have a whole Friar Ties website. I don't have the URL right in front of me, but if you type in Providence College Friar Ties, or if you go to the alumni website and then navigate to events and Friar Ties, you can find it there as well. But it's definitely something that people should check out.
Are there any upcoming events that they should check out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you asked. So as we prepare for Reunion 2021, we actually have a whole series of events that are leading up to the in-person celebration. So next week, starting on Monday, we actually have a whole menu of offerings. So we have a podcast episode that is live. We have a trivia event that's happening next week. We'll also have an Instagram takeover known as Insta Friar Takeover within our community. We'll have a cocktail tutorial. And yeah, there's plenty of offerings that people can check out. So feel free to navigate onto the Friar Ties website and sign up.
I'm looking forward to those events. One question. We often talk about how the work of building an inclusive community is the responsibility of all departments. Where do you see yourself in the strive for building an inclusive community?
Absolutely. So it's a great question. Thank you. Um, at this point in my experience being part of the Providence College community, what's most important and what's most salient to me is really building relationships. I'm really passionate about relationships, connecting with people, meeting people where they're at, supporting people in the endeavors that they have. I think there's something to be said about showing up for the things that people are already doing, the conversations people are already having, especially when someone like myself is coming into a community and is learning and growing, throughout this process. Of course, with the last year, it's been, an anomaly and very different than years prior. So there's definitely some nuance to that. But I would say that many of the same principles apply. Really spending time, whether it's one-on-one or in group settings, getting to know people. So far, it's been mostly virtual, but I'm really looking forward to getting to know people in person as well. Exploring a lot of the spaces that we have on campus. I'm really looking forward to attending events in person as well, and supporting the endeavors that folks already have worked so hard at doing on campus. And also, if people are open to having conversations, I'm always happy to share ideas. I'm happy to, explore how we can continue to collaborate. So really, in summary, I would say that I see myself as a builder when it comes to, relationships, opportunities. And in addition to that, I also see myself as a supporter and an amplifier. Like, how can I help to just continue the conversation and continue the work that people are doing, and put the word out there about what folks are doing, which is really great.
Do you have any words for the recent graduates?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's hard to believe that just over 10 years ago, I was in a similar space. I know what that experience is like. And I first of all want to commend our recent graduates for having come into this next phase of their lives. It's an accomplishment, definitely something to take in and be present with and be proud of. So what I would say is it's going to be okay. And it may seem like a cliche, but I can say from personal experience and the experiences of people that I know very well, there's so much focus on having it figured out, or knowing the exact next step, knowing the full process trajectory. And it is okay to A, change your mind, B, not know it all, or C, have questions. That is all fine. It will come together because life has to move forward, right? So I would say, use the resources that you have, continue to build relationships. You've done the work to get to this point. Just continue on that path, and you surely will be successful, continue to be successful, and it will be okay.
As a class of 2020 graduate, I thank you. I needed to hear that. Any last words for us?
I would just say I'm so grateful to be part of this community. I'm really excited to continue the work that we've been doing as a community. I feel very fortunate to have folks that are, open to sharing ideas, sharing experiences, helping me to learn. I ask a lot of questions, so I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to have a discussion, and go Friars.
Stephanie, thank you so much for talking with us, and we cannot wait for all of the great events that Friar Ties and institutional advancement will have. Thank you.
Thank you so much.